In the past, Deal was well known by anglers throughout England as the place to fish. From the late Victorian period, when the first cast iron pier was constructed, it became a magnet for locals and visiting anglers to try their luck. Even after the second concrete pier replaced the old one, fishermen still flocked to Deal to enjoy good sport and the plentiful fish that abounded in these waters. For those who could take the motion of the sea, there were many charter boats that plied for hire along the beaches of Deal and Warmer. After the 1963 freeze-up, the cod seemed to get larger, and more boats packed the foreshore to cater for an ever-increasing clientele. Prior to this, the British record cod caught by an angler stood at £32, and it would be the increasing size of cod caught in the late 1960s onwards that attracted anglers from all over the country. Hiring boats was frequent, with some of the most popular boatmen being booked up for nearly a year in advance. The local East Kent Mercury photographer, Basil Kidd, was in demand most days, with large cod being captured and reported. The Mercury's back sports page was mainly filled with photographs of grinning fishermen's faces displaying their catches. Basil's photographs also made the national angling press, which advertised the town even more and gave some anglers 5 minutes of fame. Business in those days was brisk, with not only the tackle shops, but also the cafes, hotels and B&Bs taking advantage of the influx of anglers. It would be in the winter of 1972 that the largest cod was caught at Deal. On Saturday, 30th of December, boat skipper Brian Maidment hauled up a 50-pound, 14-ounce whopper that would be, and still is, the heaviest cod ever landed by an angler in Deal. Strangely enough, on the following day, another giant cod was hooked by Peter Menhennick, which was 2 inches longer than Brian's fish. However, not having such a large roe, it tipped the scales at 43 pounds 8 ounces. At that time, the council realised that a lot of tourism was generated by anglers, and the entertainment committee issued pamphlets advertising angling as a main attraction for Deal. Deal Council took an interest in the 50-pound specimen, which Brian willingly donated to them when he learnt that his prize fish would be set up for posterity. The council commissioned a full-size plaster model to be made of the fish early the following year. After a small ceremony, which included the mayor, Alderman Philip Wilson Haffenden and Brian Maidment, the cast was hung in the Goodwin's Bar at the end of the pier for all to admire. The fish remained at the focal point of the pier until the old cafe was demolished, and then it disappeared. Cod fishing off Deal started to decline in the 1990s and has now become very scarce. Many theories have been speculated as to the demise of the fish. Some have said global warming, with the sea temperature heating up, or it could have been overfishing, with the commercial fleet targeting them when they were prolific as they shoaled up during autumn and winter. Another theory is the influx of the many seals in the area. No matter what the reason for the lack of cod, they are sorely missed by the anglers. However, many of the older ones can still recall when Deal was the mecca of cod fishing, and the town was thriving with fishermen.